What's up, guys? Dr. Dog here. Welcome to another video. Good morning. It's been kind of a rough morning for this mama because for some reason my boys decided it's a great morning to fight and be upset at each other. My 3-year-old just tried to hit my 2-year-old, and then my 2-year-old retaliated, and so it's like, what time is it? It's 10 a.m. I'm already pretty worn out. So they're quiet for a couple of minutes, so try and do this video while they're happy. We'll see how it goes. But today what I'm going to be doing is dyeing a Kaya doll. So I have this very TLC Kaya that I purchased on Mercari. And the seller did not disclose that her fingers were chewed on. She did disclose the marker marks, but I didn't realize that this arm needed to be replaced. I tried to return her, but Mercari just kind of made it difficult for me. They wanted me to take like a gazillion pictures and then write a formal complaint, and honestly it was just too much time and energy, so I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep her and figure it out. So, because I mean, I didn't spend that much on her. It wasn't like I was out a ton of money, but I have to replace this arm, and Kaya is a very specific skin color. It's kind of hard to find just a lone arm by itself, but to find one in Kaya's skin color is even more difficult. So I just purchased this. It's not the lightest skin tone, but it's on the lighter side. It's not an exact match. So to make it match, I'm going to have to dye her. And I'm nervous about dyeing her because she has a lot of uneven, she has a lot of scrapes, a lot of gashes. I mean, you can see the marker all over her face. Her nose is scraped, her cheek has scratches, and from my personal experience with dyeing dolls, I know that the dye doesn't always take evenly. So I'm kind of nervous about dyeing her, but at the same time, I kind of don't really know what else to do. This marker, I already tried one benzoyl peroxide treatment and it didn't come off. It didn't even lighten. So I feel like dyeing her at this point is sort of a final result to save this doll. So that's what I'm going to do. I wanted to go for a fairly dark color, but the darker you go, the more it brings out those issues, the scrapes and stuff. So I think the color I'm going for is going to be just a little bit darker than her skin tone right now, because I don't want to risk going so dark that her problem areas stand out, but I also want it to be dark enough that it covers up all the markers. So I don't know, it's very risky what I'm doing here. And then at the same time, I'm going to dye this. This is from a Sonali mold doll, and it was a doll that I previously sold and then got returned to me because even though it was disclosed in the listing that she had been a TLC doll and she still had some marks on her body, the buyer was complaining that her body was dirty because of these stains. I know for a fact this body is squeaky clean because I hand washed it in detergent and in OxyClean. So these stains that you see, it's not dirt, it's just residual from her previous life. But to avoid having that happen again and having an unhappy buyer, I'm going to dye this along with Kaya. So here we go. Okay, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I did just equal parts chocolate brown and sandstone. About 1/8 of a cup. And I hope it turns out, of course, when you dye, you have to take the doll completely apart, take their eyes out. So here goes nothing, I guess. Let's see how it goes. Usually if you've got your ratio of water to dye correct, it will dye fairly quickly. Okay, so I'm having to add more chocolate in just because the arms are not dyeing evenly, and so I'm having to go darker for them to actually become the same color, if that makes any sense. So a lot of this is just trial and error, because like I said, it's sort of a last-ditch effort to try and save this doll the way that she is. So I've had the limbs in there for about 3 minutes so far. I've added about another 1/8 of a cup of the chocolate, and it's starting to finally look about the way I want it to look. Okay, I've taken all of the limbs except for that lighter skin arm out. I like this color. The arm that was slightly lighter skin tone is taking longer to get that color. So I went ahead and left it in the pot, and now I'm going to try the head, which is going to be the moment of truth. Because I have no idea how this dye is going to take on a face that's this badly damaged. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, so I just took the other arm out, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I think I was able to get them pretty much the same skin tone. You can't really tell them apart, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So now, the only thing left that I'm really worried about is this head. I have no idea how the dye is going to take, so we'll see. Okay, the head is finished, and there is some uneven splotchiness, but honestly it's not as bad as I thought it would be. There's definitely uneven spots on this cheek where all the gashes and scrapes were on the chin, on the tip of the nose. She has some on the forehead, and then 2 large gashes here. Scrapes are definitely they affect the quality of the dye job. So if you have a doll that you're considering dyeing and it has a lot of scratches and scrapes, the dye is probably not going to come out very evenly. Now that being said, it did cover up the marker, which is one huge win. So I'm very happy about that. And honestly, the dye could have been a lot worse. For the most part, it looks fairly even over her face. So at this point, there's really only 2 things that I can do to help even out the skin tone. I can try and match her skin tone with paint, sort of like foundation, and blend it so that hopefully I can cover up these spots. That's one way that I can go about it. The other way is to do the clear coat. I've done that on a couple of dolls before that I've dyed, or that had really bad face scratches. The problem with that is it does make the complexion a little shiny. And I've noticed that the shininess is more apparent the darker the skin tone. I think because there's more light reflecting off of it. So I'm going to use that as a last resort. If I have to, I will use the clear coat. I'm going to try and take sort of a painterly approach to this and just sort of try and match her skin tone and even it out using paint, sort of like you would with foundation and makeup. I'm going to try that approach first, see if I can't even her up. So wish me luck. I'm pretty happy overall with how this turned out. I really wasn't sure. She was in such bad shape. I think we are going to be able to save this doll, though, so that makes me happy. And this will be my first Kaya mold that I've ever dyed, so that's kind of fun. But I'll keep you updated on her progress, and if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like my content. I'm sorry it's a little bit of a stressful atmosphere this morning, so apologize, but we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.